Hey everybody, welcome back. You're watching Hello Good Game, and today in part 2 of our creator course, we're going to talk about why you are going to want to stream or create content for an audience, and then what kind of content do you want to create, right? So for the first part of that, why do you want to create content? Um, this is kind of hard for me to describe, but I'm going to relate back to a story or an anecdote that I made for one of my other businesses a long time ago. Um, so hold on. This is gonna get a little weird. So there's two brothers. They grow up in the same environment, right? Have the same parents, etc., etc. Are treated the same. For all purposes, they're identical, right? So these brothers own a farm that they inherited from their dad, and they both get half of it equally, right? And they're to do with it as they will. So this is in the 1800s, whatever, before the Industrial Revolution. And one brother sees this, right? He sees this new thing that's kind of happening. These other farmers are talking about, etc., etc. And it's machining, right? And like automation, if you will, of mechanics. So he gets involved with that, right? He's spending the time after he's tending the herd and the crop and whatever, doing all his farm work. He's going home and he's reading books and he's socializing with other people who are in that field, right? And trying to get a grasp on that as well because it's new, it's in the forefront, it's not common knowledge yet. So he spends his time doing that, whereas the other brother is kind of hard headed. He's like, no, it's been this way forever, it's always going to be this way. Horses are horses, cows are cows, right? And he just thinks the other brother's wasting his time, etc., etc. But then as time goes by, we have the compound effect take place. And I don't know if you're familiar with compound interest, but that's something that we're going to touch on later on as well. But the one brother is on his regular linear path, right? Doing things the same way they've always been done, just slowly, year after year, making those percentage gains, right? That are similar. But however, this brother who's compounding his time and effort by learning new skill sets, like new information, new ways to apply things in his business, that he slowly, over time, separates from his brother. So day by day, there's no difference, right? Brothers are brothers. They're both the same. They both have the same farms. They both have horses, crops, cows, etc., etc. And those things don't change for many years, right? Or many months or many years, until eventually you look back and now the one, like over time, eventually, one brother's going to have tractors and automation installed on his farm, and it's going to be growing and competing with the other farms at the forefront of the industry. Whereas this other brother who didn't adapt and start excelling in the new way of things is totally been eaten up by the past, is no longer relevant, and can't even afford to house his animals, etc., etc., etc. So, its little changes applied consistently over long periods of time make huge differences. So that's why you want to create content, because it's kind of where we're going. I don't know if you guys like when you grew up, but I grew up with satellite TV. We had cable when I was really young, and then satellite TV, and now you watch Netflix, and I just torrent my stuff, right? But like satellite TV is bad. It is super duper dead. But once this was a thriving marketplace, right? This marketplace was inundative. It took over. People loved it. But now it also got one-upped as well, right? So you have to keep applying yourself and staying on that forefront of what's latest and greatest and hot, right? So with that being said, that's why you want to create content. So let's think of it this way. YouTube's going to be here for a long time. Let's use that as an example because that's my specialty is YouTube. So half of the world's population is not even born yet. Think of that. So these videos that you have out are going to be here for years. You're doing work once, and this work is working for you over and over and over and over again, right? Because the video I create today is going to be a video that's out in 10 years. It might not necessarily be relevant for my magic videos the way I do it because the format is changing and I'm making standard videos. However, if you're doing a baking video or a yoga video, that video is going to stand the test of time and be there forever. And there's always going to be more people and more viewers that are always going to be coming in, which is great. So you're doing work once and you're being paid for it forever, which allows you to stack doing work every single day. So when we can be consistent and compound that content, you are really filling the pipeline, and that's where we get the idea of compound interest versus linear interest, right? So that's why you want to create content, because it is one aspect of the future. Obviously, automation and these other things are going other ways, but build an audience in whatever you do. And if you have a passion, why not share that passion with others as well, right? Moving on, what kind of content do you create? We kind of talked about this in our introduction video a little bit more than I would have liked to, because that was supposed to be the majority of this video. However, you're going to want to create content that you want to create in short form. Like, what do you want to do? What do you wake up in the morning? Like when you were a kid, or like even now, when you have that day off, when you wake up, what is the first thing that you want to do? Obviously, you have those things that you need to get done, but what is that thing that you're looking forward to doing, right? That thing that brings joy to your heart, that rejuvenates you, that brings energy into you, right? Because this is going to be something that we're going to be doing for a while, and it's probably something that we're going to be doing for a while without receiving any benefits from it. With that being said, once you do compound that, it will really work out. So another way to look at this is, which would you prefer? $1 million or $10 million, I forget which one it is, or a penny every day that doubles. And most people were like, well, give me the $1 million, but when you do the math, a penny that doubles every day for 31 days, it's over $1 million. I think it's way over. So that's why you want to compound your interest and just keep applying and pushing out as much content as you can, because it is going to escalate and snowball, and you're really going to want to hold on for that full ride till it gets there, right? And you're going to want to do this with content that you enjoy producing, because if you don't enjoy producing it, you're not going to be able to stand the test of time. Say you're going to get halfway there, or you've seen that gold miner where he's going for gold and he's like 90% way and he gives up, right? So you're going to be really close to breaking through and give up because you're doing something that you don't love. So it's really important to create any kind of content, whatever it is, as long as you love it, right? So we're talking video games, baking, knitting, painting, playing with your cat. I don't know. Whatever you love, other people are going to love it too. And if you love it, they're going to love the fact that you love it, because that's going to remind them that they love it, and it's all just a good circle. So that's really, really great. And as far as what kind of content you create, it's kind of up in the air, and it's a little different for each subject. Obviously, how-to videos are great. You could also just share your experience. You could do it as like a journal or a video log. You could be sharing information. For instance, for my videos, I do magic videos, so I'm sharing different deck builds. So every day I'm doing a different deck, and that's applicable for about 4 months until they're rotating out, in which case I'm just doing new ones as well. So I could give examples for individual items. So if you have a topic that you're wanting to create content for, but you don't know how to structure it, so it's there's longevity to it, so you can continue to do it consistently, message me below what the topic is, and I'll give you my game plan, right, as off the cuff, as best I can. Obviously, if I was thinking yoga, because my girlfriend's a yoga instructor, yoga lessons. She could do 15-minute lunchtime yoga. If you were a painter, you could do a painting tutorial, stuff like this. I could go on and on, right? Yeah, so I think that's probably it for what kind of content do I create and why do I want to create content. Tomorrow we're going to be back with a little bit more serious video where we're going to start breaking down what you need to create this content. I know it's been a little bit dry this far, but hold on to your horses, because we're going to try to really step on the gas and get things moving. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll be here all week producing videos. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. All our subscribers are entered in to win $500,000 in gems. And I don't have codes for those, so I'm just PayPaling people. So you could even pay your groceries or your rent with that money. Or just buy gems like me. That gem addiction is strong. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a really good day, and we'll catch you all later.